Hey, what's up, Good Life? Thanks for joining me for today's 128 moment. This is that week when we stop and we give thanks for all that God has done for us. And if we could see our lives the way God sees them, we'd know we'd never lack for blessings. But sometimes, if we're honest, it's difficult to give thanks. It's difficult when our hearts and our minds are stuck on toxic things. In Philippians 4:8, Paul writes that, finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just and pure and lovely, whatever is commendable, if there's anything excellent, if there's anything worthy of praise, he says, think on these things. Now, we think about a lot during the day, but are those the things we're focused on? Our minds are fertile ground. Something is going to grow there, and you can't leave fertile ground unplanted. If you don't plant something productive, the weeds are going to come in and the weeds are going to take over. In the same way, we cannot have our thoughts transformed simply by removing the bad thoughts. Something positive has to be planted. So Paul encourages us to sow thoughts that will lead to lasting peace. Paul invites us all to think on things that are true and honorable and just, that are pure and lovely and commendable, that are excellent and praiseworthy. He says, guys, plant these things. Focus on these things. Let this list be the filter for your thoughts. Now, we could linger on that list and sort of unpack the ramifications of each one in our lives, but I just want to look at one of them today. Whatever is true. Not all of our bad thoughts are sinful, but that doesn't make them any less destructive. Oftentimes our minds are bombarded by toxic thoughts, lies that we believe about ourselves and about others, lies that hold us captive. Toxic thoughts are designed to sabotage us, to rob us of our peace, to steal our joy, to keep us from experiencing God's best. Here's a couple of examples. Thinking you're the victim. Blaming your circumstances for your problems is a surefire way to create more problems. Here's another one. Thinking you can change people. The truth is you can't. Only God can change them. That would be a toxic thought to linger on that. Now, how about this one? Thinking the grass is always greener. If I only had that job, if I only had that life, if I only had that house, if I only had that change in circumstances, you know what? The grass is often greener over there because of the manure, and you might find yourself stepping in it. How about this one? Worrying about what other people think. Our thoughts about the thoughts of others can be the most destructive. You cannot and will not ever find your worth in the opinions and the thoughts of others. Here's another one. Believing your past determines your future. You are not your parents, to the good and to the bad. You cannot rest on their success, and you don't have to be hindered by their mistakes. Thinking you're a loser could be another one. Feeling you are inadequate or unworthy. It sabotages your life. At the same time, even though you're undeserving, Jesus loved you enough to die for you and enough to be actively involved in transforming your thoughts. And perhaps the most toxic thought is this, is that God is not good, that God is holding out on you. He doesn't have your best interests at heart. God never really loved you. You know, we think the devil's only tactic is to try and get us to sin. But he can score a victory without ever getting us to do one thing, because he can get us to believe that our toxic thoughts are true. So this year, this week, I encourage you to clean house so that you can give thanks. I encourage you to let those toxic thoughts go so you can cling to what is true. And then, I gotta be honest, we won't have to wait till Thanksgiving to give thanks if we allow the Lord to work in our minds, to cleanse us of our toxic thoughts, to have our thoughts focused on Him and on His character. Thanksgiving will be an ongoing part of our lives. Hope that encourages you this week. I hope you have a great time gathering with friends and family, and hopefully you'll be able to join us on Sunday at 9:30 and 11 as we continue our Reclamation Project series. And I look forward to gathering with you guys then. And until then, let's be a people who love enough.